Located at 337 Randolph Street, the Cancer Survivors Garden is a fixture within Grant Park, one of 24 Cancer Survivors Parks planned by the Richard and Annette Block Cancer Foundation. It was a product of Richard Block's personal struggles with cancer. After receiving 2 diagnoses of terminal cancer and bravely fighting to heal from both, Block dedicated his resources to uplifting cancer survivors. Through his foundation, Block spent millions of dollars to create parks across the country to inspire hope in others. Designed as a public place where people could come to find peace, the garden is a safe haven for survivors to contemplate and envision a strong recovery. This healing aspect has direct connections to healing sanctuaries in ancient Greek and Roman cities. Serving as sacred hospitals, these sanctuaries were sites where people could seek divine intervention to cure their ailments. We can see the intersection of antiquity and modernity come to life at the garden's entrance, where 2 40-foot Corinthian columns stand majestically. Originally part of the 1905 Federal Building of Chicago, these columns are now a grand frontispiece to welcome garden viewers. In Corinthian fashion, they have plain bases, shafts with line patterns, and capitals with acanthus leaves flaring outward. Corinthian columns, considered the most ornate in antiquity, are used here to symbolize the triumph of cancer survivors. In between the columns, visitors pass through a large metal pavilion. This pavilion, alongside 2 smaller ones on the south end of the garden, reflects architectural properties of Greek and Roman temples. They are rectangular in shape with a cella, a high podium foundation, and a triangular pediment. However, instead of classic marble columns bolstering an enclosed roof, these pavilions are metal and open air. The cellas in the garden do not house idol figures as temples once did in the ancient world. Rather, they display informative messages and plaques. These messages are very similar to those found in ancient healing sanctuaries, where priests would inscribe records of successful treatments and recovery onto the walls of the sanctuaries. This thoughtful connection in the garden underscores an even deeper thematic harmony between the serene park of the present and the healing sanctuaries of the past. Both spaces exist to provide people with a sense of hope for their future and serve as an affirmation that death from illness is not as certain as they might believe.